Good evening, Media and Leadership Academy.
I'm Caroline Chrysler.
And I'm Micah Bolton.
And we're bringing you the Grady Gang News.
It has been a long week at the Media and Leadership Camp, but we truly have had a spectacular time.
Mackenzie Cottle went downtown with Bella Shee and explored the Hot Corner Festival. Mackenzie interviewed the founder of the festival, Homer Wilson. Let's go to Bella and Mackenzie for more.
Hey, I'm Bella Shee with Grady News Source here at the 17th Annual Hot Corner Soul Food Celebration and Festival. The festival runs June 8th through 9th in downtown Athens. We got to speak with festival attendees and organizers. Here's a little bit more on the story.
The Hot Corner Festival, it just pays homage to a time where there were over 60 African American businesses that took place up and down Hancock, Hull Street, and even further back in Athens.
Locals from all around Athens come together to promote the diversity of downtown businesses. There's fun for the entire family, with an array of food, live music, and socialization. When we spoke to Mayor Nancy Denson, she praised the festival.
Hot Corner Festival is something I've been participating in, I guess, since the very beginning. And I think it's just a wonderful cultural thing that brings the whole community together.
Homer Wilson is the founder of the festival and held the first one in 2000. Wilson expresses his admiration for what the festival brings to the community in our interview with him.
That they can come to a place where you can enjoy yourself, meet and greet one another, good food, good fellowship, bring your kids, family, community.
Wilson encourages minorities to engage in entrepreneurial ventures and build their presence in downtown. As one of the few owners of a minority business, he stands tall in his profession.
We've been here and still exist.
Thanks for watching, guys. I'm Bella Shee with Grady News Source signing off.
Thanks, ladies.
That food sure looks delicious. Micah, do you believe in ghosts?
Of course not. But yesterday, Lisette traveled into Athens to uncover the truth. It totally spooked me and had me shook. Let's take a look.
There seems to be a darker side to Athens, a spookier Athens. Here are 4 places around Athens that are legends and actual crime scenes. The modern-day Classic Center in downtown Athens was not always what everyone knows. The Performing Arts Center used to be a collection of buildings, including a firehouse in the early 20th century. In 1928, firehouse captain Hiram Peeler was fighting against a fire that took place at a funeral home. While the events were taking place, Peeler fell into the elevator shaft and sustained multiple injuries. He died 2 days later in the hospital, but there have been multiple reports of his ghost at the old firehouse. The preppy and fun Phi Mu sorority house wasn't always fun and games. In the 19th century, as legend goes, Anna Powell and her husband lived in a house on the property. But one dark day, Powell's husband shot himself, but no one knows if it was on purpose or if it was accidental. At the sight of her husband's death, Powell was said to go crazy. Sorority sisters have said that at the right angle, a cross will appear on the ground at the bottom of the stairs where he died, and they can sometimes hear Powell's weeping and sobbing through the halls. But the town was disturbed in 1987 when, at the time, 16-year-old Clinton Bankston brutally stabbed 5 people in April and August of that year. The Sutton House on Oglethorpe Avenue was one of the places of Bankston's murders. The university professors, Glenn and Rachel Sutton, were found brutally stabbed and rolled up into a bloody carpet in late April. On his 17th birthday, Bankston was arrested and pleaded guilty with mental illness. He was sentenced with 5 life sentences. The final spooky spot in Athens is in our very own campus. In the Joan Brown Hall, legend has it that a male student committed suicide over Christmas break years ago. Since no one was in the building, his body was discovered rotting and with a horrible smell weeks later. Legend has it that you can still smell the wretched smell at the top of the staircase. After remodeling the building, a picture was set on the wall to serve as an optical illusion, attempting to show that the staircase supposedly led somewhere.
Wow, I don't know if I'll be able to sleep tonight.
I know, me either.
You know what will help me sleep tonight, though? Puppies. Emma went down to the Athens Area Humane Society to find out more about the adoption process.
Hi, this is Emma Robinson with Grady News Source. Today I'm at the Athens Humane Society Animal Shelter, and we're going to be interviewing Jane Stewart, the Executive Director, who's going to tell us about the adoption process of the animals here in Athens.
Well, my name is Jane Stewart, and I'm the executive director at the Athens Area Humane Society. So when someone wants to adopt from us, they basically come in. Usually they take a look around to see what animals we have. Sometimes they have an animal in mind. They fill out a fairly short adoption application. So we just talk to you about keeping the animal safe. It's more of a conversation. Then they look around, and then they can put in an application on a particular animal. If that animal already has an app, they don't go home until they've been spay or neutered. They go ahead and get put on our surgery schedule so that they can get ready to be adopted. And then we have a lot of off-site events that we take them to. Once they're 2 pounds, 8 weeks, 2 pounds, we get them altered and give them all their vaccinations, and then they're ready to go. A good adoption a month for us is 100 adoptions, and sometimes it's more.
Stewart then touched on the importance of educating the public on animal welfare.
Well, there are a lot of ways that we educate the public to being a responsible pet owner, and also for children to, humane treatment of animals and adults as well. And we're constantly getting out and working with other people and talking to them about what we do here, and that brings us adopters, it brings us fosters, it educates people to know that they need to have their animals altered. It does a whole lot of things. So yeah, we try to get out in the public a lot. Layman's definition of a no-kill would be that we never have to euthanize for space. That doesn't mean that we never have to euthanize an animal. Typically, no-kill shelters are shelters, private shelters like us, who have a limited admission.
She then went on to talk about the feeling of fulfillment she gets when an animal finally finds its well-deserved home.
It's awesome. The staff here has to put up with a lot of sadness. We see a lot of sadness. We see animal abuse. We see people that can't afford to keep their animals. We see animals that go into animal control and have been abandoned, come in here emaciated, that kind of thing. So it's awesome for us when we see a family bond with an animal. That's like the Christmas present at the end of all of it, is that you see them find a good home. There's a lot of joy that comes with that.
Now let's go back to the girls in the studio.
That's awesome. Thanks, Emma. Caroline, do you have any dogs?
Yeah, I have 2. I really miss them this week and don't know what I'm going to do in college.
Speaking of dogs, our boy Jason got the inside scoop on your Bulldog athletics. I can't wait to hear all about the dog's upcoming season.
Hello, my name is Jason Hamby, and I'm here at Sanford Stadium, home of the Georgia Bulldogs. This week, high school football players have been attending football camp directed by Kirby Smart. It is June 9th, and the college football players are attending workouts. The first game is September 2nd against the Appalachian State Mountaineers. Of all the acquisitions in this offseason of freshmen, perhaps the biggest acquisition is the return of both Nick Chubb and Sony Michel. I asked third-string running back Brian Harrion what the presence of both Nick Chubb and Sony Michel do for him.
I would say it affects me in a positive way, because having 2 good running backs in front of me pushes me to be even better. You know what I'm saying? To push me to my potential to be as good as I can be on the field and off the field in classroom.
The Dogs went 8-5 in 2016 in the first year of head coach Kirby Smart and quarterback Jacob Eason. This year they have 10 defensive starters returning for their senior year. With the return of 10 defensive starters and the return of Nick Chubb and Sony Michel, the Dogs will look to improve their 8-5 record in 2016 and win the SEC East. It all starts on September 2nd when the Dogs return between the hedges.
Hi, my name is Jason Hamby, and I'm here at Stegman Coliseum, home of the Georgia Bulldogs basketball team. Right now, the Dogs are undergoing summer workouts. They will report to practice the second week of October. In the 2016-17 season, the Dogs went 19-15 with an SEC record of 9-9. That 9-9 record put them at 8th in the SEC and just short of the NCAA tournament. Georgia's first team All-SEC forward, Deontay Main, declared for the draft. Since, he has decided to come back for a senior year. Team leader J.J. Frazier graduated this spring, leaving a huge hole to fill for the younger guards. J.J. was always the smallest player on the court, but that never stopped him from averaging 19 points a game, 4 assists, and 4 rebounds in his senior season. I interviewed sophomore guard Tyreek Crump and junior guard William Turtle Jackson on what the presence of J.J. Frazier helped them with.
Playing behind J.J. Frazier was a great experience. He showed me a lot. He showed me how to become a better player. Showed me the principles on which situation you do this and that. So hopefully this year coming up, I can do the same thing he did, accomplish the goal.
Well, it's great, man. I got the opportunity to learn behind one of the greatest to come through Georgia. JJ taught me a lot about how to carry myself on and off the court and how to stay confident no matter what happens.
This year, the Dogs will be receiving a boost from incoming freshman and 5-star recruit Rayshawn Hammonds. Hammonds was ranked the 5th best player in Georgia and the 47th best player in the country. He will look to add both athleticism and size to this Georgia basketball team. With the return of Yante Mayton, the acquisition of Rayshawn Hammonds, and another year for both Tyreek Crump and Turtle Jackson, this Georgia basketball team will look to amass that 20-win mark and put themselves back in the NCAA tournament in this 2017-18 season.
Sounds like we're on the right track for a national championship. What do you think, Micah?
I can't think of a team that could beat us. And now we're going to hear from our sponsors.
The average woman endures some 456 total periods over 38 years, or roughly 2,880 days of her life. That's 6.25 years.
70% of women select tampons as their choice product during their menstrual cycles, using around 4 tampons per day. A standard box of tampons is around $7, and using an average of 253 boxes in her lifetime, she will spend roughly $2,000 on only one aspect of maintaining her health.
Last year, the annual homeless assessment reported 550,000 homeless. Of that number, 40% were women. And while not all women get their periods, there's still a high demand for feminine hygiene products among the homeless.
Although some homeless women earn money, tampons and pads are generally classified as non-essential or luxury items, while Viagra and erectile dysfunctional medicine is only taxed in one state. Menstrual products are taxed in 4 states. This puts them completely out of reach for women with limited funds.
The Period Organization is a youth-run nonprofit founded to serve educate, and advocate for the menstrual rights of women experiencing homelessness. In the last 2 years, they've served over 90,000 women's periods and registered 60 community chapters, which all work to raise awareness, host fundraisers, and distribute feminine hygiene products. Their goal? To increase recognition for women in need of these products and to make the discussion around periods more comfortable.
Go to period.org to find a chapter near you. You can start one today. Host a period party, partner with a period organization, or donate money. We need your help to start 10 new chapters and distribute 100,000 period packs by the end of 2017.
Hashtag break the stigma.
We're back.
Vincent also hit the streets to find out how students really feel about the diversity on UGA campus.
Hi, I'm Vincent Knight, and I'm here at UGA near the Tate Center. And I'm here to ask minority students about their experiences on campus.
I was from like a really small school, so I kind of wanted to come to a big university. And I wanted to be around different types of people too.
Yeah. What type of?
Like,
All types?
I was around a lot of Caucasians for most of my life. Because I went to a private school in Columbus. And it was like really small, and like I was never around any diversity. Like, it was barely any diversity. So coming here is like really different. Yeah, it's fun.
Have you experienced any racism here?
Actually, not really. Yeah, I haven't either. There's like a big group of us here. So, I don't know, everybody's really like welcoming and nice. So.
I feel like people think I'm smarter than I actually am, but I guess it's more of a compliment than anything. Most people are pretty cool, so like, I don't feel like alienated or anything. I just feel like a normal guy on campus.
Yeah, I don't really feel like too different or anything. Like, I don't really notice any difference, I guess. I haven't really thought, like, I haven't thought about it, so I guess maybe it hasn't affected me that much.
But I remember, like, it was this thing called Yik Yak. Have y'all heard of that? Yik Yak? Okay, it's this like anonymous group chat. So when we were freshmen, it was really popular, and people were always saying racist things on that. So like, mind you, like all the students are logged into Yik Yak, everybody's typing away, and it's like, of course, no one will say anything in person or on their Facebook with their name, but like, yeah, we saw a lot of racist comments on that feed, and it was crazy. Like, as in, like, I lived in Crestwell, the freshman dorms, and our African Student Union was practicing a dance, and literally, like, we went on Yik Yak afterwards, and they were calling us monkeys, and then we were way too loud, telling us to shut up. Like, there's a lot of crazy stuff. So, like, that's one thing I remember, like, blatant, like, in my face type of stuff. But, like, I can't really remember anything.
You don't really feel that you're like a minority.
Thank you.
Yeah. Everyone's really like welcome. Like, I feel I'm like used to it. I'm like used to being the minority. Yeah. So.
I think that minority culture is a great thing to learn about. I feel that it should be more advocated for on campus. Not to say it isn't right now, but I feel it's a good thing to learn about minority culture. It shouldn't be something that is belittled. So my mom is Jewish, so I come from a predominantly Jewish background, but there is Jewish culture opportunities on this campus, and I think that it's more so people who sort of engage in that dialogue with me. I talk with them, but it's not something I go out and actively preach to people. Well, no, it doesn't happen all the time. but it's more so like sharing thoughts, feelings, getting to know each other and getting to know people on this campus that has come up, and that's the kind of dialogue that I am talking about.
We're a part of associations, so then whenever we have like tables set up, and so like usually there's like tables set up around here, and then people will just come and like look and like we'll like inform them about our culture and stuff. Our Pakistani culture. Yeah.
So yeah, like my family's pretty integrated. We're pretty integrated, so like there's really not much difference. I mean, my mom will cook like Indian food, but besides that, I don't see much difference in my family, other family culture, other families in the area culture. And like in class, sometimes we talk about cultures, like depending on the class, but for the most part, like not really.
Yeah, I mean, we do a whole bunch of cultural, what do you call it? Programs, I guess. Like, you know, my language classes, International Street Fest. So we have opportunities to like literally like share our culture like physically.
I definitely thought it was interesting seeing like other people's like perspectives and like they're just like different lifestyles.
I believe that you can make a lot of rules and regulations in America, but you can't change people's hearts by yourself.
Wow, Vincent, that was extremely thought-provoking. I think we need a little time to digest. Let's take a quick commercial break.
This is ridiculous, Mom.
I know, I just don't want my baby to leave me.
I'll take care, Mother. To be safe and have fun.
We love you.
We'll miss you.
Oh, hey.
Hey, are you my new roommate? I hope you are. You're really pretty.
Oh, wow, thank you. I think so. Room 110, right?
Yeah, the one and only.
Hey, Aiden, right? Your roommate Elle is a little off.
Yeah, she's gone through like 3 or something roommates in one semester.
Whoa. I'm confused. She's actually pretty cool.
But no, your roommate Elle is crazy.
Yeah, we hear weird sounds at night sometimes.
Okay, but don't say we didn't warn you.
We hear weird sounds at night sometimes. Your roommate Elle is a little off.
Your roommate Elle is crazy. Your roommate Elle is crazy. Yeah, she's gone through like 3 or something. Yeah, she's gone through like 3 or something.
Don't say we didn't warn you. Don't say we didn't warn you.
Aiden, you know, I really, really like you. Come on, let's go.
Caroline, I heard that you went down to the fraternity houses this week. How was it?
It was really interesting. I learned a lot from the brothers of AE Pi. Let's take a look.
Hi, I'm Caroline Chrysler with Grady News Source. Today I'm in front of the Alpha Epsilon Pi House to speak with President Justin Rubin and Recruitment Chair Charles Stern to talk about their campus involvement and upcoming rush.
I'm Justin Rubin, and I'm the president of AE Pi Fraternity.
My name is Charles Stern. I'm a sophomore and I'm the rush chair here at AEPI.
So for incoming freshmen, I would definitely encourage them to rush. It's a great opportunity to go around and meet new people and try new things, and it's just a great way to get on campus first semester and make some friends.
The advice I'd give to everybody or anybody who's rushing is, even if you're not set on going Greek, just go ahead, try it out. You know, it's not going to hurt to go out with a group of like really good guys who, you know, you may or may not have a connection with.
You make a lot of connections, and it's a really good way to get on campus first semester and make a lot of friends. So,
the characteristics I look for in a brother would be somebody who matches up with, I guess, the kind of personality that I feel we as a fraternity share as a whole.
So for someone to be a brother, we're looking for someone with similar interests as us, that just enjoys having a good time, making good friends, a strong academic priority, an all-around good person. So that's what we're looking for. So around campus, we're involved in a lot of different organizations, including Relay for Life, Corsairs, which is an honors business program, a bunch of other philanthropies around campus, including UGA Miracle, and then within our own chapter, we are also involved in our own philanthropy event that we have every year.
We are involved in Relay for Life. We are also involved in IFC Cultural Diversity branch. We tried to bring together a Greek community of freshmen to get to know each other better and help the campus.
For this year for Rush, we're going to be having events all summer, going out. We're going to a Braves game in July and just going around Athens and just showing everyone how fun Athens is and the opportunities there. And then during regular Rush week, we'll be having events all week.
I'm most excited to just see the pledge class that comes out of Rush, because being a part of like Rush Chair, you're handpicking the pledge class. So I really can't wait to see what happens at the end of Rush to see the pledge class we made.
That's all for the AEPI House. Back to you in the studio.
Justin seemed really cool. Wow, all this work has really made me hungry. Caroline, do you know of any good places to eat?
I'm still learning my way around Athens, but Nyani and Shelby seem to know their Athens restaurants pretty well.
Normally, when people hear of the city of Athens, Georgia, football comes to mind. But what if we told you that football isn't the only thing that gets recognition in the red and black city? A few days ago, Athens restaurants Homemade and The National were placed in Georgia Tourism's 100 Plates Local Love List in the Historic Homeland category. The 100 Plates list provides Georgia tourists delicious and memorable dishes from restaurants that best represent the area's culture. Southern-style Homemade placed with their famous New Orleans hot chicken, a spicy favorite served with tasty beignets and pickled okra. The National's Mediterranean-style boquerones is a Spanish meal with pickled chili, caper berries, and tomato garlic toast. The National is a Mediterranean-themed restaurant created by executive chef Peter Dale, who is also the owner of Sea Bear Oyster Bar and Condor Chocolates. Their Mediterranean tradition is strictly included in their menu, and they also value their local farmers. The National uses specific ingredients from their farms to indicate Northeast Georgia's change in seasons to give customers more things to look for. They are open for lunch from 11:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. and for dinner they are open from 5 o'clock p.m. to 10 o'clock p.m. So I suggest you take a look and try it out.
Hello, I'm Shelby Wingate, and I'm here with Miss Erin Wilson at the National. She is the current general manager. So, Erin, where are you from?
I am from Marietta, Georgia, but I moved to Athens to come to school, and after graduating with a public relations degree, I started working here doing PR and sort of expanded my role and wanted to stay in Athens, so I'm happy to have this position.
So I read on your website that your restaurant has some like a kind of Mediterranean theme.
Definitely.
So like where did you get the that theme from? Like or the atmosphere like inside?
Sure. So it all really comes from our executive chef and owner, Peter Dale. He spent a lot of time studying in Spain and just draws a lot of inspiration from his travels in the Mediterranean and elsewhere.
Okay, so what do your customers look for in your food? Like when people say, hey, let's go to the National, like what are they particularly looking for?
I think they look for fresh, flavorful food that's not too done up or, out of their realm of comfort, but has some sort of exciting flavor or something different that they haven't tried before, but still approachable.
Okay, so I'm pretty sure you know about this, but recently your dish, boquerones, was selected as one of the 100 plates that locals love list for the Georgia tourism. How does this particular dish represent the culture of the Mediterranean theme that your executive chef is for?
It's definitely one of our most classic Spanish-style tapas. So on our menu, we have a tapas section that stays basically the same throughout the year. Our whole menu changes very often otherwise, but this is one of our staples. So this tapa is a rubbed piece of bread with tomato and garlic, which is a very classic way to serve this dish. It's toasted and then it has little slivers of white boquerones or anchovies on each little piece with a pickled caperberry. It's definitely meant to be a shareable bite that packs a lot of flavor and really speaks to like the Mediterranean Spanish flavor profiles that we love.
Okay, and like you mentioned that like you change your menu, so do you like change it based off the season?
Absolutely. We're very seasonal driven. Like besides getting flavor inspiration from other parts of the world, our main inspiration is definitely from what we get from our farmers in Georgia. We're really lucky in Athens especially to have so many farmers right around within 100 miles of our restaurant, walking in every day with fresh produce. Especially in the summer, it's just an amazing community of farmers that really make our dishes as good as they are.
Okay, so how long has the National been open?
It'll be our 10-year anniversary in August 6th.
Okay, and last question, where do you see the restaurant in a few years? Do you see it expanding to other locations, or do you like staying here in Athens?
We like it here. It's definitely a homegrown restaurant. Peter is from Athens, born and raised, and that's a huge part of what makes this restaurant so special. We have a great community of regulars who dine with us multiple times a week. We look forward to seeing them, and I hope we'll be here in 5 years still as busy and successful as we are today.
Okay, thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Homemade was started in 2006 as a catering business. Slowly but surely, they began to gain more demands for food, so they quickly worked to expand their business. The owner, Mimi Mamas, wanted to create a New Orleans-styled restaurant. Mimi's style of cooking is to take common recipes and add her own southern flair to it. Mimi took something as basic as fried chicken and simply added beignets and hot sauce to create her award-winning New Orleans hot chicken. You can go see them Tuesday through Saturday from 11 to 2 for lunch and 5:30 to 9:30 for dinner.
I can't wait to go downtown tonight and get some good biscuits and gravy.
That sounds so good. Well, that's all from us in the studio. Thanks for the great week, Grady.
And I can't wait to see what's in store for all of us in the future.